Hey ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my channel. In the last video I gave my 1-year review about this Tesla Model Y, but in today's video is going to be something obviously different. And the last video I spoke about how I was going to tell you guys how I almost got stranded with this Tesla. So today's video is going to be on that. You guys ready for this video? The best way for me to actually show you guys exactly what I'm talking about is for us to jump right into this console, and I pretty much explain exactly what happened and how I got out of it. You guys ready? Let's jump right into the video. Okay, here we are on the main console. So 2 weeks ago, or actually 3 weeks ago, I had to go to this little city called Killeen, which is about 2 hours 32 minutes from here. And if I were to do that same trip right now, then obviously I'm at 257 miles. And if I were to go to Killeen right now, then by the time I get to Killeen, the battery is going to be at 20%. So obviously I didn't do my homework and I just took off. And I think when I left, I think I had about 280 miles when I left. Okay, so the issue is, if you look at all the superchargers that are between San Antonio and Killeen, you're going to see that these are all of them right here. There's a lot of them between San Antonio and Killeen. But however, when you get to Killeen itself, as you can see, there are no superchargers in this area. So I got there with about 20% battery left, and the closest to me was this one here in Round Rock. And between Killeen and Round Rock, I think it was about 40 minutes drive. So at that point, it was very difficult to get to the closest supercharge, right? So, and obviously the one in Waco was like really far. And the only thing I had to do, because I had to charge, that was pretty much like the only option. So what I did was, okay, since there are no superchargers here in Killeen, that little city, so what I did was, I said, okay, I'm going to look for second level charging just around the area. And when you look, there's really none here. You can't really find any. Probably there's like one here, one little tiny one right there. And so I said, okay, let me look at probably the slowest charging around me. And that was in Killeen, which was here. And there were actually a couple of them in Killeen. So, and most of them were like hotels. So I went to 3 different hotels and they were all broken. They were not even working. There was one that when I plugged in, it started charging, but after like a couple of minutes, I got a notification on my phone that, hey, it's no longer charging. And obviously it was very slow. Even though these charging stations at hotels, they are free, but things that are free usually comes with a penalty, right? There is really not enough maintenance on them. So, and obviously the more I was driving and looking for charging stations, the more I was running out of battery. I had to stop at a friend, just charge for a little bit, and obviously it was crazily slow because all what I needed was about 70 miles on the battery so I can drive to Round Rock and complete my charge. But finally, there was a charging station that I found at a Nissan dealership. So I got there. The charging power was about this rate. It wasn't a supercharge, but it was about mid power pretty much. So I got there and I had to charge there for about 3 or 4 hours until they were about to close. I got about 80 miles on the battery. Then now I could drive from Killeen to Round Rock, then complete my charge and I can get back home. So the point here is, it is not only Killeen, as you can see here. There are many other stations. There are many other cities here that have pretty much no charging stations. You see, if you were to go in any area here, you're going to see that you're going to be very far away from other charging stations, right? So the idea is, when you want to go for a trip, especially if you're going to these little cities, make sure you come over here and check if there are charging stations around. Because if there are none, then you have to think of an alternative, means of charging. And obviously, I think Tesla can improve on this, produce more charging stations, incorporate like some of these smaller cities. I think that would be a great thing for Tesla to do. So that is actually pretty much what happened. So for now, so henceforth, when I'm going for any trip, if it's especially in a little city, then I want to make sure I plot it here. I know exactly that there are charging stations. Okay, let's say I wanted to go to, let's say, Dallas. Once I click on Dallas, it's going to pull up. And let's look at the superchargers or charging stations that are around the area. So as we can see over here, there's quite a lot. I don't know if you can see it, but if I click, for example, on this gray one, now you see that is one over there. This is another one. So I know that if I go to Dallas, I'm going to find a place where to charge. But in other smaller cities, you might not have any. Like this little city here, Vacaville. Probably the closest one might be maybe this one here. So if I were to go for a trip now, then obviously I'm going to look it up, make sure there are supercharging stations around, especially if it's a city that I've never been to. So that is pretty much that for this video. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys enjoyed the content of this video, and if you did, please do not forget to give this video a thumbs up. And if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, you can also consider subscribing to the channel if you found some useful content in this video. And meanwhile, I'm out, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.